I have found two charts of Howard Stern on the internet. AstroTheme has Howard Stern with a Leo rising horoscope. AstroSeek has Howard Stern with a Gemini rising horoscope. AstroDNist leaves nothing to chance and puts in both Leo and Gemini charts. So obviously no one knows what time Howard Stern was born because you have two charts here to choose from. If other people can rectify, I certainly can give it the old college try. Notice how both these charts have extrovert signs rising. Astrologers who rectified the chart probably didn't realize they were subconsciously assigning an extrovert rising sign to Howard Stern, since he comes across as an extrovert. Now, in rectifying his chart, I could only find one time for Howard Stern, and I was lucky to get that. And that rising sign is Scorpio, born at 1:55 a.m. Alas, people were fooled into believing he's an extrovert. But he's really not. He's an introvert. If you read about Howard's early life and how he interacted in school, you would find he was a very quiet student. He did not tend to raise his hand to answer questions. He was not part of the in crowd. He was very shy and virtually invisible. That's why classmates were so surprised at the shock jock he became. That shook radio etiquette to its core. Howard Stern has always maintained that lascivious, lewd, crude, and totally rude personality has been his radio personality. If you were to ask friends and family what Howard Stern is really like, they would tell you he's a nice guy. But if that's not enough to convince you that he is an introvert, here is a quote from Howard Stern. "I always wanted to be on the radio. I think I can relate to a mic better than I can to people. I feel more comfortable around it, which is maybe sad, but the mic doesn't talk back." Howard Stern, King of All Media, the unauthorized biography by Paul D. Colford. So let's look at the Scorpio rising chart. It shows a stellium of planets, including the sun, in the third house of communication. Howard Stern has been a radio man all his life. Wherever the sun is, that's where you shine. And what's that opposition to rebellious Uranus from the ninth? Could that be, oh, I don't know, his fight with the FCC over censorship? He has his ruler Pluto smack in his 10th house of career. Wherever the ruler of your chart is, that's your first priority in life. So his career is his main priority. The other ruler, Mars, is conjunct his ascendant in Scorpio. That's a nice combination for making money, especially the way he has made it, and that is through syndicating his show. You can compound the money-making potential of the show by having it distributed to multiple radio stations. There's your Scorpio networking. When you hear a person talking about sex, not romantic Libra sex, but crude, raw, vulgar, instant gratification sex, you can be sure a Scorpio influence is behind it. Look for Scorpio rising or the ruler of the chart in Scorpio. And in Howard's case, he has both. He'd always be ogling pretty women on the set and talking in a lecherous manner, a real horn dog. One time I heard Howard Stern talk to a priest about lap dances. He was totally irreverent. Now, something I would like to draw your attention to on the difference between these other two charts and my chart. His moon in the other two charts is in Taurus. Howard's moon in my chart is in Paving the Way, Aries. It is unlikely Howard Stern had a complacent, docile Taurus moon. Aries is the most aggressive sign of the zodiac. Added to that is a Mars-ruled Scorpio ascendant, contributing even more aggression. And then you have Mars and Scorpio in his first, and also the co-ruler of his chart. Aggression, aggression, aggression with a strong Mars driving force. And where have we seen this aggression? When he was in his heyday as the original shock jock, he would go after his radio competitors with a vengeance, claiming they copied his style, his material, his essence. He just didn't hold back. He'd unleash his rancor on Mancow Muller, Don Imus, Opie and Anthony. And you see that Saturn conjunct Mars with the ascendant squeezed in between in Scorpio, no less? There's that invective, vindictiveness.
Hey, come on. Here, I'll put you on hold and you and Howard can, have it out, man. Okay, hold on.
All right, good.
Just gonna be on the air, all right?
Okay.
He's in for it.
All right.
This.
I've been writing all weekend.
Hey, P.C., is that you? Is that you? Answer me. You my bitch. Answer me.
Howard.
Yeah, answer me, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen. You don't have to be sad about your dead daddy.
Hold on just a minute, Howard. I can't do this right now. Hold on one second.
Oh, you can't do it?
Jimmy, I'm not now. Give me 50
Yeah, why don't you send that guy Turd over here to make a dump down here in New York? I'll kick his ass.
You'd really have to experience Howard Stern in his glory days way back in the 80s and 90s. People liked listening to him not only because he was witty and entertaining, but radio hosts just didn't talk the way he did, unleashing his full wrath and venom whenever it suited him. Radio companies he worked for paid dearly in FCC penalties, but I guess he made them so much money they could afford it. He did usher in a new age of shock jockism, but we don't hear of shock jocks anymore, as it has gone to the wayside. So it was a short-lived trend. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't have guessed he had Scorpio rising either. It took a rectification to get there. And then all of a sudden the pieces start falling in place, and the chart makes perfect sense. That's all I got. See you in the next video.